is environment variables. And those you already heard about some today, because you use them almost certainly in scripts. And they are used a lot by the operating system and by various programs. Some of them will be intrinsic to the operating system, but some are for specific programs, libraries, or programming languages, and you can also create some yourself. They can be used in scripts, they can be used on the command line. And usually, in order to reference them, you put a special symbol in front of them or around the variable name. By convention, environment variables names are in uppercase. And some examples you may recognize is $home, that is your home directory. $pwd, this variable points to your current directory. $ld underscore library underscore path will give you a colon-separated list of directories that the dynamic linker searches for shared objects before searching in any other directories. You could have $OMP num threads if you were setting the number of OpenMP threads. Or there is the $Python path, which is a path to the directory where Python libraries and packages are installed. If you want to see what content an environment variable has, then you would say echo $ and the environment variable's name. So, for instance, we could say echo $home here, and that gives me the content of the environment variable home. And for me, that contains home/b/bbryDSOE, which is my username. You can get a long list of the environment variables that are set if you do the command env. And as you can see here, there's a lot of them. For instance, there's the home, username, language, and so on, and display and other things. You could also use printenv. Default, they work the same. So you see you again got this here content. But there is a difference. First, you can use printenv to request the value of individual variables. So you could say printenv home, and then you get the content of it. Or you can use env to modify the environment that programs run in by passing a set of variable definitions into a command like this here. So you say env variable equals whatever you want it to be, and then the commands and options you want it to run. So how do you set an environment variable called variable here to some value in general, and not just for this one program you're running? In Bash and related shells, you do it with export. So you say export the variable equals whatever value you want to set it to. If it's C shell and related, then you use setenv, the variable and the value. You can create your own variables to use, for instance, in scripts. So you simply create one by saying export the name you want it to have and the equals the value. And then you can check it with echo $ the environment value. And in this case here, I set mine to the GCC. So I say export mine equals, and then user /bin/gcc. Then I can see what is inside this variable now. It's user bin GCC, and that means that I can now use $mine the same way that I would previously have used GCC. I can of course still use GCC, but I can now also use this. And I got a.out. I can compile it. Everything is the same. So you can do it like this. So it works to set variables, and they contain exactly what you put into them. However, if you just do it like this, it will only be valid for as long as you are in this shell. If you want it to be persistent, you have to put it into the .bash rc. You have a path that contains everything that the shell otherwise is looking in when it's looking for binaries and things to execute. So if I say echo $path, then I see my path here. And I can see that this is all the places that my computer here, the shell here, is looking in when it's trying to find some executable. If I, for instance, said GCC, then it will look in all these places and it will find it because it will be looking in user bin as well. It's here. You can also see another thing, which is that they are divided by colons. And in fact, that is also how you do when you add something to the path. So you simply say export and then $path, and then you put a colon and then the new path to add to it. So you want to keep what you already had and then add new to it. I will show you in a very short moment. If you are setting OMP threads, then you could do it with export OMP num threads equals 8. And something that you may have had to do when you have installed the program is that maybe you set the data path for something that your program should look for to something specific. Export data path equals wherever you have your data sets. You can then, in your script or whatever it is you're using, refer to it with $data path, and then it will know that it should look in something that is in this directory. And as I said, if you're adding a new path to path or to a library path, export the environment variable equals, and then what we have there already, which is what is in this here, colon, and then the new custom path. And afterwards, if you echo LD library path, then or $LD library path, then you now get this whole string here, what was in there plus the new thing. Again, it will only be there in the shell for as long as you're running in that. If you want to put it persistent, you have to put it into your bash RC. And that's what I'm saying here. And you could quickly add a new directory to, for instance, your LD library path by saying echo and then this line here that we're exporting it to, and then you append redirect to your bash RC file. So then it will be there, and then it will be persistent. So next time you open a shell, it will read the .bash RC, and then you will have the LD library path set to what it was before and the new path. Let's see what time it is. Let's quickly do this exercise here. Let's take another 4 minutes and do this exercise.